Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, left behind a legacy that continues to shape American politics and society. Elected in 2008 as the first African-American president, his rise to power represented both progress and hope for millions of Americans. His leadership and message of unity inspired a generation. His policies reshaped the federal government's role in everyday life, and before we go further, if you have not yet done so, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it is the very best way to support the hard work I do for these videos, and if you already have, thank you. Now let's get into it. One of Obama's greatest successes was overseeing the military operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the terrorist leader behind the September 11th attacks. For nearly 10 years, bin Laden had evaded capture, despite massive global efforts to track him down. Obama made finding him a top national security priority as soon as he entered office. After years of intelligence gathering, the CIA located a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, that they believed housed bin Laden. Obama faced a crucial decision, whether to authorize a dangerous raid on foreign soil or use less risky airstrikes. After careful consideration and consultation with military and intelligence leaders, he chose to send in Navy SEALs. The operation took place on May 2, 2011, and resulted in bin Laden's death, without any American casualties. The success of the mission was a major victory for the United States and brought closure to many families affected by 9/11. Obama announced the news to the nation, stating that justice has been done, and his approval ratings rose sharply. Internationally, the event strengthened America's credibility and weakened al-Qaeda's influence. The mission required secrecy, coordination, and courage, all of which reflected Obama's steady leadership style. Another major success of Obama's presidency was his leadership during the economic recovery following the Great Recession. When he took office in January of 2009, the United States was facing the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Unemployment was rising rapidly, banks were failing, and millions of Americans were losing their homes. Obama acted quickly by passing the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, a massive stimulus package designed to create jobs and revive the economy. His administration also worked with the Federal Reserve and Congress to stabilize the banking system and rescue the auto industry from collapse. These measures helped restore confidence in the economy and prevented an even deeper depression. By the end of his presidency, the stock market had rebounded, unemployment had dropped to under 5%, and the auto industry had returned to profitability. Obama's handling of the crisis demonstrated both steady leadership and trust in expert advice. While some critics argued that the stimulus was too large or that Wall Street benefited more than Main Street, the overall economic improvement was undeniable. Millions of jobs were created or saved as a result of his actions. Obama's response to the financial crisis remains one of the most defining achievements of his time in office. Despite his accomplishments, Barack Obama's presidency was not without controversy or failure. One of the most major negatives of his tenure was the increased political polarization and gridlock that developed during his years in office. Although he ran on a promise of unity and bipartisanship, the political environment became more divided than it had since the Civil War. Many Republicans opposed nearly all of his major initiatives, and compromise became rare in Congress. His use of executive action to bypass gridlock further deepened partisan tensions. The rise of the Tea Party movement reflected growing resistance to his policies, particularly Obamacare and government spending. As a result, Congress became less functional, and meaningful legislation became harder to pass after his first term. Obama also faced criticism for his handling of foreign policy, including the instability that followed U.S. involvement in Libya and the slow response to the Syrian civil war. Some believed his cautious approach allowed adversaries like Russia to expand their influence. Others accused him of overpromising change, but failing to transform Washington's culture of division. The raid that killed Osama bin Laden demonstrated his strength under pressure, while his economic recovery efforts stabilized the nation during a time of crisis. Obama's leadership style, emphasizing empathy, reason, and inclusion, reshaped what Americans expect from a president. Hey, Barack Obama was a very recent president, so odds are many of you remember his term vividly. That said, I encourage you to get in the comments below and share any thoughts that you may have, but please do be respectful. While you're at it, here's a video about another recent president, George W. Bush.